Call me old man Wade.
Damn you, old man!
Wait.
Old ass man.
Shut up, old man. You smell like fart.
No!
Old man.
He's so old, he got a podcast on cassette.
Fuck, you're old.
Damn it, Wade.
Yo.
Can you hear me?
Are you clear as day?
All right, cool. All right.
How do I sound? Am I good?
Yep, you sound good. All right, so this is the first time ever I'll be recording live from Anchor.
Question: do you hear the fan in the background?
I do not. Do you hear anything in my background?
No, it is.
Okay,
It's hot as hell in here, and I forgot to cut the AC on before I walked in.
No problem. I did just hear the Law and Order dum-dum.
Yeah, that's my ringtone.
Oh,
That's my
wow.
ringtone.
That is cool. I like that a lot. Okay. All right. So, without any further ado, let me just pull up the note here. And
I actually just pulled my app up as well.
how's your day going so far?
So far, it's a nothing day. I'm still on workman's comp, so I'm basically doing that. And I'm watching. My wife's done with school. I'm watching. So we're watching. She's already seen it, but I'm watching Schitt's Creek and loving the hell out of it.
I mean, yeah, it's honestly a great show. I feel like when you need it, not when you need it, not if it finds you when you need it, not when you're looking for it. So I love shows like that just come up in the nick of time.
I've really never seen character development done this well, and I'm going to talk about it. Other character development in in one of the adult shows that I love, but this is something else. Like every one of the characters that need to be developed are developed, and they grow in ways that like I didn't think was going to be like possible. But it's also a slow progression, so that's also different.
That's oh my god, literally like that is the crux of Schitt's Creek. It is a slow burn, and I love a slow burn.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, and see, oh god, like, we're recording, so I'll keep all this in. But like that's one of the things that really annoys me about people when they go, the show moved too slow. I'm like, okay. But was there a point to the slow buildup, or was it just one of those things where you just like, oh, it has to be like I didn't like it because it was slow? There's a big difference between the two.
I agree. All right, I am good to go. So please intro us in.
All right then. And I'm just trying to pull up one more thing so I can because I have something to talk about which I actually think is kind of funny. But I just want to make sure I bring it up. Even though I hate this fucking app. Well, not this app, this website. And welcome to the Old Man Wade Show. I am your host, the God of Stubborn, the Lord of Laughter, Old Man Wade. And I'm sitting here with a buddy of mine, someone whose show I've been on, but he's actually never been on my show. So the funny thing about it is this kind of came randomly, and it's something that I've wanted to do for what I think we've talked about before. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god, guys.
Please tell me I'm pronouncing your name right.
You are. This is my Grammys. Like, y'all, first of all, shout out to Old Man Wade and Old Man Wade Nation. Wade, shut up, old man. You smell like fart. I love this.
My homeboy Battle Axe did the beat for that. He's fantastic.
I love the show. Like, first question. Actually, my first question. Do you bop to your theme song? Because I bop to that theme song, okay? Like, I have
yeah.
There's like, maybe like a retired reggae singer like Beanie Man actually doing it because that first Old Man Wade, it sounds a little Caribbean. So I am just obsessed with it, and I bop the first 30 seconds of the show. Just want to start right there.
So if you go on iTunes, my buddy Battle Axe, Battleaxe, he's one of my favorite rappers. He has an album out called Axema, AxeCzema, which is funny because he does have eczema. It's dope. He did the intro for me. He did the intro for my homegirl, and my homegirl and twin Panda for Panda Gasms. He did the intro for her. So shout out to him. He does amazing work.
A true talent, yes. Oh my god. But no, seriously, thank you for having me. I really do love the show. You really do run the gamut. Like, you would think, from the graphics and from the social media, it's just strictly comics, but it is so much more. So many layers here. Like Shrek and his onion. This show has so many layers, and I always listen to this when they're looking for something new.
I thank you. Like, I don't even know what to say to that. Like, I literally, I'm just gonna sit here and act like I deserve all those phrases. I'm just gonna say thank you and move on.
In the best.
So tell everyone about you. Tell everyone who you are.
Sure. So I am Semajh. I am Semajh, and I too am a podcaster. My show is called Me I Am. My show kind of chronicalizes different stages of cancellation, or rather a lens or look at it. That's like our overarching theory. Then when you get into the show, it's just me really talking to people I've always wanted to talk about, or people who I feel something to say and should be heard. So wherever you think you'll fall in the mix of that, there's something for you. I've got, Margaret Joseph from the Housewives of New Jersey. I've got Shep from Southern Charm. I've got my friend on there, Jalen, who is a musician from Brooklyn. I've got Wade on there, and we do some comic things, which is like lovely to get into every now and then. I get to nerd out a little bit, or blurt out, as we like to say over here. I've got a friend of the show, Stephanie Mocha Meadows, over here talking about being a Black woman in HR. So there really is something for everyone on my show, and I do encourage you all to check it out.
Yeah, straight up and down. Yeah, it's dope ass show. I like
Thank you.
The image alone should catch you.
People ask about that, and some people think I have issues with Rihanna. And if you have issues with Rihanna, you're the issue. Rihanna's done nothing to anyone, and she owes me nothing. But I just feel that one photo truly encapsulates my energy as a podcast host and what my show is bringing to the table. So when I saw it, I said, yep, this is it. I don't want me. I don't need me. This is the energy I need people to understand they're tapping into when they download an episode of Me I Am.
I love it. But it's funny because I'm like, yeah, this is it. And I agree. If you don't like Rihanna, there's something wrong with you.
Full stop.
She's doing nothing but looking gorgeous and making billions of dollars.
And babies. So at this point, okay, grow up, guys.
So speaking of cancellations and things that go into like pop culture and stuff like that, in hip hop, there usually seems to be like an overarching thing where like you have to be a certain level of person to go on certain shows. Like you have your Cardi B's, you have your Nicki Minaj's, you have your Drakes, and you have your J. Cole's. Those would probably be the four examples I would use when it comes to popular hip hop acts.
Yes.
So when you get to a certain level on that, you go to certain places. You'll hit like Ellen, or what's the dude's name? Late night show.
Allen or Kimmel or Corden.
Yes, exactly. Or Letterman, or you go on the new Letterman Netflix show.
Conan.
Exactly. So those are the places you'd go on when you've reached a certain level of pop culture or fame. Noriega has a fantastic podcast called Drink Champs. Find it, whatever. I'm not promoting it because he ain't paying me. But he said something on Twitter that kind of, I understood it, and I didn't all at once. I agreed and disagreed all at once. So it goes with this. NORE wrote, I have been the best in this culture. I actually have to read through the typo, so please excuse me. I have been the best in this culture. I've always put hip hop first, and I see you guys go to Ellen, David Letterman, and Zane Lowe's and treat them with more respect than the culture, but you say you want Black excellence. He continued, I'm gonna be honest, even going to Oprah or Gayle is trash at this point. We control our narratives. Why go outside of it?
NORE. Oh my God.
So on one hand, I get it. I absolutely do understand his point, because you want to be able to go, you want to keep things within your culture. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But on the other hand, at some point you have to leave the culture and branch out. Not necessarily leave the culture, but you want to branch out to bring more notoriety to said culture. So when Cardi B when she does go bowling with Ellen, that's not a bad thing. That's dope, because that does bring more eyes to hip hop. If Cardi B brings on a lesser known hip hop artist, these are eyes to her and to these artists that people normally wouldn't get to see.
I agree 100%. First of all, shout out to NORE. What you want to do? Hey. What to do? Okay, so first of all, shout out to Noriega. Love that man. And yeah, that tweet, things were said. things were absolutely said. Now, why Oprah and Gail had to catch a stray, I don't know. But I agree. You really do have to find a balance. And I think it really does come down to the individual artist. Look, we all want to be Beyonce, but unfortunately, everyone can't be Beyonce. Because then what does that leave Beyonce? So I totally get him, like, wanting to, like, let the work speak for itself and you just being a fantastic artist. And, like, a lot of people are, but, like, like their stuff will never see the light of day. For whatever reason it is, there are many, but I can imagine on a personal level for his, for someone like NORE, it's artistic integrity. He might feel like he might be selling out. And then, another thing that I think was maybe in that tweet that he didn't get to with this 140 characters was that, he says we should put each other on. Not everyone gets along. Some people are more invested in their personal feelings and views than, like, helping the person next to them. And of course, with that, there's reason, but, like, it really is a case by case. Should we all be helping each other? Absolutely, because that's what, the white people do. That's how they get ahead. But unfortunately, when it comes down to all these layers, someone's gonna get fucked over, and it's probably gonna be the person of color with the talent, and they're gonna, be overlooked for, like, the sellout who's ready to do anything and everything for the views, for the clicks. Are they getting out there? Yeah, but someone like NORE might not respect the way they're going about it. So I get it, and you're right. There's a lot going on there. I'm probably not even the person to have that conversation, but I get it. I see it.
I mean, but it does though, because regardless of what culture you're in, like you have an opinion on things, and like how it's there's also a level of comfortability. Now,
right.
Here's a name of a person who I like and both annoys the shit out of me. Joe Budden. He annoys me to no end because he says a lot of smart things. Then he'll turn around and say some really dumb shit. And I'm like just pick one, either be dumb or not. You know what I mean?
Pick a lane.
So, but he brings up a lot of good points where it's just like sometimes your publicist or the people behind you don't necessarily think that that's the best in your brand. Like let's take my show for example. I'm pretty much what you see is what you get.
Yes.
Tagline is I'm happy on my hypocrisy. That's just who I am. That's what I'm gonna be. Someone may go, hey, I don't like that old man Wade excessively used the C word years ago. That's fine. I don't drop it on the show anymore.
Right.
But that's just the way it is. Someone may go, oh, it's not good for your brand because it's not necessarily a hip hop show or a pop culture show. Again, like you said, that's fine. So I can get it in a sense where sometimes it just doesn't necessarily fit. And unfortunately, even though like going on Drink Champs, I think is a great idea for any hip hop artist because it's a place where you can go in there and be comfortable. I think the problem is you have the publicists and other people out there who are just like, this may not fit your brand and it may hurt more than help, even if it's something that's a dream.
And you know what, Wade? Speaking of publicist, where's John Mulaney's publicist? What did
he do now?
Thought it'd be a good idea for him to let Mr. David Chappelle get on that stage, flap his guns for 45 minutes, and cause a scene. Like, sometimes I wonder, do people live under a rock? And if they do, where's the publicist? Were they off? Is he away messages being received? Like, I'm sorry to diverge there, but when you said publicist, that was my first thought. Where is John's publicist?
So here's the funny thing about that. I have mixed feelings about Dave. I think that I didn't think his stand-up special was funny. This newest one I thought was boring as hell. I thought that there was no real point to it. I was just like, this is supposed to be your final stand-up. Well, this was kind of trash, dude.
Right. Stay home.
Yeah. I will say that I do get some of the points where he's like, the internet isn't a real place. However, I'm not going to tell someone to not be offended by something that was said.
Exactly.
So while I may disagree that what he said wasn't offensive, it's not my culture. So who am I to tell a transgender person or someone in the LGBTQ plus community that they should not be offended by something?
Yes. And on that, honestly, my biggest issue with all this is with Dave, and it's the fact that he, like our good friend Stephanie said, is being so fucking lazy. Dave, you are fucking hilarious. You're truly one of the funniest fucking people ever to live. Why are you scraping in the bottom of the barrel for content? Like, you were so funny. You were being so fucking lazy right now. I should smack you for being so fucking lazy. Like, you were so... And there's so much more material you can be taking from. Like, why...
Well, I can answer that question for you because
Please.
people will not stop talking about it. That's
Oh,
really what it comes down to. People won't stop talking about it. So because people are going to continue to make it trending, and every time Dave Chappelle farts, it's going to be a trending topic on Twitter. And Dave's an OG troll. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
the era we grew up in, like, trolling was just talking shit to people. And like, he's like, okay, you guys don't want me around. Okay, now I'm going to be a dick about it. It's a level of old stubbornness that he knows is gonna make him money. Now, to your point about John Mulaney, I think I don't know what his deal is because I'm not too sure this was a good idea considering he just did a Chip and Dale movie.
Because
But
I
it
have
all
a
depends.
word for him. I've got questions for him too. But really quick, do you think Dave thinks Dave is not funny anymore? Do you think Dave is so nervous that he won't even, like attempt whatever new material he was gonna have? He's like, wait, let me just, like you said, go with like what's gonna trend.
I don't think Dave gives a shit, to be honest with you. I honestly don't think he cares. I think he just goes out and just does things. I truly do believe that he has a set in a script, like in a not a set, a script, but I think he does have a written set that he follows. But I
Right.
think what ends up happening is when he sees the way people react to him, he's, as Stephanie said, smart enough to like play off of that improvisationally.
Okay.
And he knows it's we're in a viral microwave world, and Dave Chappelle knows how to, like, he did a whole, like, literally his whole Chappelle show is a catalog of viral moments. You know what I mean? Things that were
Yes.
but the difference is, it's like with the Chappelle show, they last forever. So he knows how to say things and do things that will continuously get people to watch and listen.
That makes sense. Okay, and that way, so thank you for framing it that way. Now back to the white man in the suit. I thought nice, squeaky, clean church boy, a choir boy. Like he said, he's like I have the sex appeal of an altar boy, and like all like these like dad jokes, like these very calm jokes. And then the pandemic came, the panzanella, excuse me, the pepperoni pizza, all that happened, and then slowly, like for many people, everything he'd been kicking under the rug bunched up, and he had to deal with everything. He relapsed. He started, drinking again, doing coke again, which at the time, his wife at the time helped him through. And then somewhere around last year, I guess he said, you know what, fuck it and fuck it all. He dropped the wife, picked up Olivia Wilde, got her
Olivia
pregnant.
Wilde, I want to say
one of them girls, and now he's like, well, I'm over that now, going on tour, and everyone's like, okay, we're cool with it. Like, excuse me, what about the other child and the other wife that you left now to pick up the piece? Like, what? Like, and we all just let him just slide on by. Like, oh, good for you, John. Look at him. Oh, back on the road. Good for you, John. Like, when I tell you, like, it is ridiculous how quickly his dates are selling out. Because I'm signed up to Ticketmaster Live Nation, I want to say, like, from the first tour announcement, which was February of like last year, every like 4 to 6 weeks, it'd be like new dates, sold out, new dates. Like, people are just letting this man get away with it. And my other issue there with that is that I think he's getting away with it, one, because he's a man, two, straight white male, cis white male, three. And at the same time that was happening last year, over on Bravo TV, which I know we're going to get to later, there was a cute little show called Portia's Family Matters. And Portia, who was on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, where she basically did the same thing, like, left one man and the baby, got with this new man, and she got, like, dragged up and down for it within reason. But then I thought, wait, John Mulaney is doing the same exact thing, and now he's got a sold-out tour. Why are we like this? Why is it still happening?
Well, because unfortunately, people can't acknowledge their hypocrisy.
Okay.
We're all hypocrites. We're all hypocrites in some way, shape, or form.
Absolutely.
But I also think we also all love a train wreck. When it comes to John Mulaney, I think that he's just finally just embraced. I don't think. Okay, you know what? I take it back. You know what it is? He's this is going to be a weird analogy, but go with me. He's comedy's Kanye West.
Oh no!
He finally got the girl. He was like a nerd and a dork his entire life.
Yes.
But he's always been talented. I'm a John Mulaney stand-up comedy fan.
Me too.
Huge fan of his. But he's never really been the type of person that gets the big time HBO specials and things of that nature.
Right.
But now that he's he finally got him some famous pussy, he's just like, oh, now I'm gonna do this or whatever.
He's in his villain era, as the Twitter girls would like to say.
Yeah, like, and it's just one of those things where he's in his whole phase. He just happened to be in his whole phase later in life.
Whole phase.
He's in a whole phase. But, I'm trying my best to have this thing where I say I don't care. I'm trying really hard to just be like, I don't care. But it's like, dude, I have a thing with like infidelity.
Me too.
So I just don't know. Whatever, man. If I guess his wife isn't necessarily too mad about it. I don't think, therefore I don't know if she said much about it. But if she don't care, then and they're still just talking or whatever, that's fine. But we've also seen situations where celebrities break up with their longtime significant others, and then like a few months later, they're back together again. Sinbad talks about it, one of his stand-ups, about him and his wife divorced, and they're back together again. Like, no harm, no foul. I'm like, oh, good for you, dude.
True. This is true, and I guess, like you said, we are all hypocrites because I am seeing John Mulaney on August 5th, so I have nothing else to say. Moving on.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna knock you for it. I'm gonna hit you up like, yo, how was it?
Hopefully, I'll be able to tell you Dave Chappelle was not there, but who knows? It's DC, it's the DMV. Something fucked up's always going on over here. So, I will definitely circle back with you on that one.
Yeah, man, but it is what it is, and if all parties are happy, then it's good for you. I honestly don't care, but it's as much as I say I don't care, I click on the topics. What do you want from me? I want to know.
Out to the fire, like that's where's the outrage for him? Where's the accountability? Where's the smoke for John? Okay,
but beating up on John Mulaney is like kicking a small child. I mean, like, for what?
Sometimes kids get kicked. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
You're not wrong there.
Sometimes I'm not kicking the kids, but sometimes the kids get fucking kicked. Who I wish was on tour right now selling out? Bo Burnham. He's not bothering anybody. Pete Holmes. He's annoying, but he's not really bothering anybody.
I love Pete Holmes. That dude is something else, man. I forget how I found him, but he cracks me the fuck up.
Yeah, so funny. His little series where he had all the great comedians come on that show. It was so cool.
Oh, You Made It Weird.
Yes.
Yeah. It's funny, he went to high school with my aunt in Lexington.
Oh wow.
And I was like, oh, what was he like? He goes, oh, he was just, he was a theater nerd. He hung out with all like he hung out with like the nerds and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, that actually tracks. So
good for him. Love that kid.
Yeah. Oh man. So what else do we have on the docket? Let's see what we have here. Oh, I couldn't wait to talk about this. There's a Winnie the Pooh horror movie coming out.
Blood and Honey. Yes.
Why is before I get into my rant about it, what do you think about it?
So my first thought was, oh great, the soundtrack. So I need to have Melanie Martinez on the soundtrack. Say what you will about her. This is her. She should actually play Winnie the Pooh here. But I need Melanie Martinez on the soundtrack. I need Marina and the Diamonds on the soundtrack. And I want Kanye West.
Oh, slow down. Who was the last one? Marie who?
Marina and the Diamonds. If we don't have Kanye West title track, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, like if we don't have like some songs from there and on the soundtrack or in that movie, we've lost.
So I guess a while ago, the Winnie the Pooh. Reason I was asking is I had to Google these people because I have no idea who any of them are. I had to Google who. I had to Google them. But earlier this year, or maybe it was late last year, the copyrights to Winnie the Pooh were now fair game.
Ah.
The problem is you can't show Winnie the Pooh in a red shirt. That's the only caveat. You can't show Winnie the Pooh in a red shirt. So, I'm on IGN, and the title goes, Winnie the Pooh horror movie director teases the plot. Pooh and Piglet ate Eeyore. Why, man? Eeyore's my favorite character.
Can you explain that? Why is Eeyore your favorite character?
Okay.
To expand on that, Wade.
Okay, hold on. Let me actually Google Winnie the Pooh characters, and I will explain why he's my favorite character. Let's go down the list, okay? We have Winnie the Pooh. He is by far one of the most annoying people in the 100 Acre Woods. He's just I would want him as far away from me as possible because he's a moron.
Okay.
Piglet's a bitch. He also annoys me. Christopher Robin seems like a cuck. Rabbit is stuck up. Rue looks like the type of person who gets homeschooled, so you don't even want to be anywhere around him.
Sure.
Tigger seems like he'd be fun for the first like couple of hours, but then it would just be really annoying.
Okay.
Owl and Rabbit are both stuck. Like, do you know why Eeyore's like that?
Why?
Eeyore's like that because he has to be around them all the fucking time.
All that chaotic main character energy, nothing left for him.
Yeah, he's just like, yo, this is really the worst. So I'm looking through the images, and it's not actually Winnie the Pooh. It looks like it's a bunch of people in like a horrifying Winnie the Pooh in Piglet mask.
Some extras from The Purge, if you will.
Yes, this is gonna be wild, and I can't wait to see it. I'm not going to. I was going to say I'll go to the movies to see this, but I'm not venturing out and paying movie theater money to go see this.
You will. I showed it to my supervisor the second the images dropped because I was scrolling on company time, as everyone should. I encourage you all to scroll on company time. And I showed it to him, and he said, "What? This is great. I hope Winnie the Pooh Johnson went in a vat of honey." He's like, "I'm ready for this." And that made me think of my next question for you is, what direction do you want this to be? Do you want a John Carpenter's type slasher film? Do you want it to be like, very storyline based, like there's like, plots, twists, turns, and deception? Do you want this set in the hood? Do you want it to be supernatural? Do you want it to be a satanic twist? Like, what in your world, where does this movie go for you?
All right, so you got me there, because first I was gonna say I don't care, I just want a slash pick, but then you brought up the supernatural aspect.
Right.
I think I want a supernatural role. I think I want a supernatural Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
Okay.
I think that needs to happen. Where is your mind at in terms of this?
So I want a very current version, meaning like it's set in today, it's all happening, and I kind of want to go psycho thriller route where, Winnie the Pooh is like a regular person like us, but his life's events are so tragic and so horrific, or something so bad happens to him where he, like, over time mentally just shuts down so much he becomes Winnie the Pooh, and then he exists in that world that he's created, but we don't know if it's like happening really in his mind, or like if again his life's been so tragic he's become this and he has no consciousness or control of, kind of like Moon Knight in a way where, like, we really never know if we got Mark or Steve. Is it Winnie or is it the human? And like it's just all these horrific murders. So I want like heavy slash. Like I want it to be like scary, like, and not just jump scary, like, oh my god, like how do we get here scary?
I may have to retract my statement because that sounds a lot better than the supernatural aspect. Is he Winnie or is he the Pooh?
Right. And why does he still not have pants on? So that we have to keep going for sure.
Well, yeah. Hold on, I'm actually writing down, is he Winnie or is he the Pooh?
We can get him, like some Joe Boxers, some Andrew Christensen, some Dirty Pig.
Oh no. He's gonna go full Donald Duck.
Oh, okay.
just swinging like Dr. Manhattan in Watchmen. Just full. No, if we're gonna do this, we're doing it like this.
Okay, fair. Okay.
Or even better, like he goes crazy and he like cut it off and And like the reason he's like Winnie the Pooh now because it's like, oh bother, I don't have a penis.
Oh my God, yes, I love that. And I need his therapist to be either Whoopi Goldberg, Viola Davis, Regina King, or all three.
Oh my God. Oh yes, all three. So depending on who he's talking to, like he's definitely crazy, but it's like I don't know what to do. And then like Regina King comes out and tells him like, slaughter everyone, and then like Whoopi will come out and go, what you need to like, you know what I mean? Like, no, don't slaughter everybody. You gotta be good about it. Viola Davis, leave a trail. Because Viola Davis would be the most thorough out of the three of them.
Yes, our very own Amanda Waller, for sure. She would make sure Pooh gets away with it every time.
Oh yeah, I'm all for it. So what we're looking for is a horror version of Moon Knight, but with Winnie the Pooh in Piglet.
Yes, and it's gonna sell out immediately. So I'm here for it.
So who played if you're directing this, and you're casting this, who plays murderous Winnie the Pooh and who plays murderous Piglet?
Okay, so stay with me, please. Stay with me here. Murderous Piglet is going to be Paris Hilton, and murderous Winnie the Pooh is going to be Ashton Kutcher. And let me tell you why I Ashton Kutcher to be Winnie the Pooh. May I invite you to revisit Pranked? Not Pranked, Punked.
I knew it's the same shit essentially, but I think
because of a show like that, where he was literally rooting lies for. Rooting lies for the hell of it, just for fun, for him to be able to switch back and forth from being like, their friend to, ruining their lives. It takes a certain level of mental capacity. And we also know he's a psychopath already because he admitted last year to not taking a shower regularly. He admits to, quote unquote, lavering up his extremities once a week, or if it's a big event, taking a full shower. But he admitted to just regularly not showering. So someone who's able to admit that with his full chest, he's ready to take us there.
Mm-hmm. Before we move on, I have to say, do you remember that episode of Punk'd where they tried to punk the Dwayne Johnson and they had to cut it short because he was about to start fighting?
Yes. This man ready to.
He's like, nope, cut it short.
He was ready to get yoked up for the cameras, for the fun for us. So I know he's going to be able to take us there.
Yeah, actually could. But why Paris Hilton?
Because she has the range, and by range, I mean I think she would be able to accurately portray a pig. If pigs could talk, she would be that pig.
You know what? That's fucked up. And you know what? It brings us right. It's a perfect segue to Semajh teaches old man Wade about reality TV and pop stars.
Yes. So I'm very excited about this segment because for once, my hours and hours of research, yes, it's research, finally get to be put to use. So, Wade, first of all, I want to congratulate you for not watching reality TV. I can imagine you have so much of your brain that you can still use and tap into. That is not going to be a quote from some show that maybe 5% of people watch. So, props to you for that. And I apologize now for
only
work I'm going to do.
Reality TV show quotes that I know are "That's hot" and "Smush Smush."
Okay.
So that is the extent of my reality TV like quote knowledge, and those are both really dated
and still timeless as ever. So kudos to you for that. But I would implore you to, if you were to ever, decide to ruin your life, just unravel it from the inside. I'd implore you to visit BravoTV.com, Bravo TV Network, because it is the home of the Real Housewives franchise. Now, Wade, when I say the words the Real Housewives franchise, what comes to mind, if anything? Hopefully nothing, but what comes to mind?
Atlanta.
Great place to start. Let me tell you my villain origin story here. So I I was a peculiar child. I never quite related to people my age. Definitely not anyone younger. But I always was up there with people who were older than me, mentally for sure, if not anything else. And regular TV shows, like regular kid shows, just never caught my attention unless they were superhero or comic based. But like regular kid stuff, it was never for me. So I was the kid, 10 p.m. at night, TV on, volume real low, maybe a sheet over it, door cracked so I could hear, my finger on the last button flipping back to Cartoon Network when I was really watching the real world. So, I was always watching things I had no business watching. And that never stopped. It only got worse throughout the years. Let's roll this up to Semajh in high school. So my high school experience was very, very, very interesting. Quick little detour we're going to take here. So one of my first friends out in Long Island, Suffolk County, her and we had just became friends at the time. This is summer of 08 going in. No, sorry. This is 09. This is summer of 09 going into the fall. We just became friends that summer, and her birthday was coming up. So because I'm me, I'm just a nice person. I'm like, oh, she's cool. Her birthday's coming. Let me go get her a gift. So I get her a birthday gift, and she's like, oh, this is really nice of you. And so about a week later, she invites me to her birthday party. And I found out later I was never supposed to have been invited to that party. I was only invited because she felt bad that I got her a gift and she didn't get me anything. Fine, fair, whatever. I go to that party, and this is like the first time that I was ever exposed to teen drinking, if you will. Like, I was very sheltered at the time, never really seen anything happen outside of a television. So when I get to this party, everyone, and these are people my age at the time, so we're 13, 14, everyone is like drunk, people are smoking. I'm like, oh my God, what is this? What is happening? And I'm just like taking it all in, culture shock. I'm being offered things. I'm like, no, thank you. I'll have none of that. And I'm like, okay, well, this is a birthday party. Well, where's my friend? Where's the birthday girl? And like, I couldn't, until at one point I like look out the corner of my eye and I see that she's like with this guy who like I don't really know, and who I like at the time had knowledge of, that they were like maybe dating, maybe not. And I'm like, well, this looks weird. I don't know what's going on here. So I started like asking people like, hey, like, I don't feel comfortable with this. Like, what should I do? Like, how can I help? Etc. Etc. Which at the time, looking back now, hindsight always being 2020, I realized while my intent was to be helpful and to be concerned, the impact was I was basically like, running around the party, spreading a rumor like, oh, something's happening over there, something's happening.
Oh, okay.
And when eventually I got back to our intoxicated birthday girl, she's like, oh my God, why are you trying to ruin my party? Which then led to the other men at the party getting riled up for whatever reason. Like, oh, you're ruining her birthday, you made her cry. Chased out of this party. Now, optics, this is me, the only black kid at the party, being chased up by a bunch of white kids. So I run up the street to like the nearest business, which happened to be a Chinese restaurant. I'm like, these people are chasing me, and they're drunk and they're high. I don't know what to do. So the Chinese restaurant, they like call the cops, and then I had to get like driven home by like police escort. Like
What?
the back of a cop car. Ironically, not cops. Like take that, America. And after that, months followed. Like the whole school again. What did they hear? I like ruined the party. I made her cry. I was spreading a rumor, all this stuff. So I had no friends. So you know who my friends were? Raid the Real Housewives of Orange County, the Real Housewives of New Jersey, the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So these women were my friends when I had no friends. So because of that time, and me just never stopped watching, I'm like, reality TV is like a part of my life, my personality. Like it just became a part of me.
That is a hell of a villain origin story.
Yeah, right. I mean, who'd have thunk it?
Well, alrighty then.
Yeah.
So I don't have words, and okay, I'm joking. So I was lame as hell in high school. I was lame as hell in high school. I was lame as hell in middle school. The extent of me in high school, in my rambunctiousness, if that's what you want to call it, was me skipping school to get laid. That's what I did. I played basketball.
So cool.
I was but like I was semi cool. Like I was in ROTC, but I was also on the basketball team.
Nice.
Like, you know what I mean? I was one of the most athletic people. Like I looked like a fucking Greek god at that point in my life. But I was basically just like, I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, just none of that was like this for me. I was just,
You were high on your own supply, yeah.
Yeah, I was just trying to fuck. That's all. That's all I was doing.
You
And
didn't
for
do
the
that.
record, my wife thinks that I was sexually assaulted because I lost my virginity when I was 14. No, on my 14th birthday, she was turning 18 in 2 more months.
Huh. That's a conversation for another episode that I will not be in. Because Lord knows I don't have the range for that. And if you were attacked, I do apologize for that.
Well, I was a willing participant. I was a very willing participant and could not wait to lose my virginity. If I'm being honest about it, it wasn't until I want to say the next month when, and this is gonna sound fucked up or whatever, when my actual girlfriend and I had sex.
Oh,
was probably the
real
first
episode today. I see. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was a piece of shit. I am. You've heard yourself. I openly admit that I used to be a piece of shit. So, but she cheated on me later, so it works out. What goes around comes.
It all shakes out in the wash.
Mm-hmm. So what would be? And for the record, I'm not getting into reality TV. I refuse to. My wife watches it. She watches those like Netflix shows where like one person can't see the other person.
Oh, okay. Love is Blind.
She'll watch
all stuff like that.
Oh no, she'll watch some other shit too. Like, what was the one she watched? My 600-Pound Life.
Okay.
So one day I may have said this on the show, and if I did, whatever. I was late. So, huh?
I mean, like reality is so nuanced. Like, there really is something for everyone.
I'm cool. So, but well, essentially, the WWE is basically just reality TV. So.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
So, I'm sitting on the couch and I'm writing whatever it is I'm writing, and I just hear what's going on the show. I look up and I see the show, and I'm like, nope. I get up and I go in the bedroom because I refuse to have any parts of this shit. And so we made it a point to not have a TV in our room.
Okay.
Because it takes, like, she was like, oh, do you want, like, we could buy a TV? Da, da, da. I was like, so like when we're watching TV, it's usually just like the two of us laying in bed with a laptop. So I went to sleep and I'm dreaming that I'm on My 600-Pound Life, and it's freaking me the fuck out.
Oh no!
I wake up in a cold sweat, look over, and that show is on while she sleeps. I walked on the other side of the bed and turned that shit off. She was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Absolutely not. I just dreamt that I was 600 pounds."
That is terrifying. And as much as people love that show, I truly feel bad for those people because most people don't wake up and decide they want to be hundreds of pounds. Usually, it's an event that happens. So, like, seeing them like struggle and go through that, it breaks my heart. Like, I get at some point there's some entertainment value. Like, our girl Marla, truly a pioneer woman, an innovator. She figured out how to fry chicken in her bed. So, like, that stuff. Those little moments, those gems, I truly love and adore. I mean,
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, Marla. She fried a whole chicken dinner in her bed. She had like little bowls to batter, to egg wash. She had, I guess, like what's it called? A hot plate that she heated up, got oil in it. She fried a whole chicken dinner in her bed.
I don't even have words for that.
Innovation. That's the only word right there. She's a visionary, truly. But then, like, you just see the struggle. Like, they can't get out the bed. They can't make it to the door. I'm crying. They're crying. So certain shows I cannot do for reasons like that. But there really is something for everyone. Like, the women of Bravo, they've taught me how to laugh, how to cry, how to resolve conflict, how to move on. I've learned about divorce. I've learned about cancer. I've learned about, tax evasion. I've learned about orphans and widows. I've learned about finding the humor in dark moments. I've learned about the importance of friendship. I think I've truly learned all of life's lessons, how to fight dirty, how to fight my words. I've truly learned it all from the Real Housewives, truly.
Okay, so I just decided, just for shits and giggles,
sure,
let's go to BravoTV.com. Why the fuck not? What's the first thing I see? A bunch of names, and I have no idea who these people are. Let's see. We have most popular. Portia and Lauren Williams had the cutest mini-me day with their daughters. We have an update from Eileen Davidson's marriage to Vincent Van Patten. I heard the name. I don't know who that is. Teresa Glutis,
Teresa Giudice, my queen.
Teresa Giudice has huge news about her daughter Gabriella's college and career plans. And lastly, Erica Jane's explanation for her actions last week doesn't sit well with Garcelle Beauvais.
Yes.
Beauvais?
You know her. That's Fancy from the Jimmy Fox show.
Oh, she's on reality TV?
She's the Real Housewife of Beverly Hills now. Yep. And she wrote a book. And this one you should know, actually. She has now partnered up with Nuvi, and she is in the credits before the credits with our good friend Maria Menounos doing movie trivia about her roles as an actress throughout her time in Hollywood, and a little chat about her new book, Love Me As I Am.
She's too good to be on that show. I'm sorry. She's ugh.
Well, let me tell you, Wade, at this point in the game, Housewives is a business move because these women get to come on the show and promote their products, or if they don't have one, they get to make one, start one, and promote it. And then they open themselves up to middle America, because that's like the majority of Housewives fans demographic. It's like women ages, I think, 18 to like 50. That's like the majority. And then it's like, you know, most of them are white. And then like they open themselves up to like the gays. And like Housewives at this point is a strategic business move for these women.
You're not wrong, but still, I'm like, and don't get me wrong,
it's not for everyone. I admit, like
no.
with brains and time and things to do in lives, they're probably not gonna be watching these shows anytime soon. But for people like me who are just already rotten to the core, it's our happy place. Like I don't know why the sounds of women screaming calm and relax me and put me to sleep, but they just do. It just does.
What is your supervillain name?
My supervillain name?
Because Jesus Christ, man. The sounds of women arguing and screaming puts me to sleep.
It is sleep.
Oh God.
I'm just a little chaos gremlin, Wade.
Like, dude, you're Moira from fucking Schitt's Creek right now.
There we go, Moira. My villain name. There we go.
The baby.
Babies, my babies. David.
Oh, God.
Moira would be a great housewife. Let's start there. She'd make an amazing Real Housewife.
She would. I want to see her and Jenna from 30 Rock in a house on their own.
I mean, this is what it was of.
So, two questions.
Yes.
2 questions. If someone was going to start reality TV, where would you recommend they go?
Stop. Listen, I'm trying to keep my clothes on during this record. Questions like this are not going to help with that. No. If I were to have someone start, I would have them start at Bravo, because I would say Bravo is the most consistent with content, as in, let's say you are someone who just binges everything and like finishes stuff in a week, there's always going to be something new for you to watch. So I would start you off, of course, with the Real Housewives franchise. I would start you off with New York, because as a New Yorker, I can't not say New York. Like, that's a cardinal sin. But then I would tell you to do either New Jersey, because that's where my favorite housewife is, Teresa, and that is just truly some of the best television. It was like, you know, the words escape me. They really do every time, because I can't put Jersey in the words. It's almost like people have compared it to The Godfather and Scarface, because you know, it's New Jersey, it's the Italian family. It's like the words these people say, you would think someone wrote it in a script, and it was never written anywhere. Like it is just truly like the most wild stuff you could ever hear a person say. Like, I'll give you an example from Houses of New York. We have this lady Jill Zarin, her daughter arthritis. This other housewife, Kelly, comes to a meeting that they have about a fundraiser they're setting up for children with arthritis. Now, Kelly doesn't know that Allie has arthritis. She just thinks she's coming to a meeting for a fundraiser. So she meets Allie, and she goes, oh, she's like, Jill goes, hey, this is my daughter Allie, and she's here because we're doing a fundraiser for arthritis, and she has it. And Kelly goes, oh, you have arthritis? That's so cute.
All right, I'm okay. So next question would be, Where do the Kardashians rate in terms of like the reality TV show Hall of Fame?
So you can't have it without them because they are so ingrained not only in reality TV but so ingrained in pop culture. Like I didn't want to admit that, but my friend Ryan Bailey, who does So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey, he like studies pop culture. He's much older than me, haha. So when every time he drives home, the point of like the Kardashians are so ingrained in our lives that like they are pop culture. They're like our first like longevity, like long-standing pop culture family. Like they have shaped the way reality TV is being done. People like make shows after that. People want to do reality TV because of them. Like they have created such an empire that like you can't have a conversation about reality TV now or pop culture without mentioning them. Like they're almost like I don't want to say like the blueprint, but like they're a cornerstone of the genre.
Oh, yeah. You may be able to actually call them the blueprint for in terms of maybe not how like the fame in terms of the sex tape and all that, but in terms of like what they've created,
Yes,
they really could be the blueprint.
I mean, truly. I mean, so many of these like TikTok stars now, these TikTok teens, a lot of them are trying to build something similar. Like that one family, the D'Amelio family, like they're trying to sell themselves as a family. Like E is now trying to do like the Bradshaw a bunch. They got Greg Mathis, like because of the success of the Kardashians, everyone is trying to sell their family now as a package. And where's that?
I guess I can't knock them for it. Like I'm not like this may be abundantly clear from the conversation we've been having. I'm not a reality TV guy, but I can't knock them for becoming what they've become because, like you said, they may be the reason pop culture is as to say. No, I'm sorry to use the word in the definition, but they're the reason pop culture is popular.
100%, and they're so big. They have transcended. Like, how many times in the last 5 years have they been on like regular, like, informational cable channel news? Like, they have crossed over out of the, entertainment space and they've crossed into real life.
Yeah.
They are the original YouTubers if you think about it.
They are. Them. And it's funny because it's them and Flavor Flav.
Oh my God, Flavor Flav. I mean, the VH1 of it all. Flavor Flav, Flavor of Love, Rock of Love, Daisy of Love, Charm School, The Surreal Life, Celebrity Rehab, Celebrity Paranormal Project. I mean, New York Goes to Work. I mean, that...
no, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. I will say this though: when me and my wife first started dating, she made me watch Flavor of Love, and I will not confirm nor deny whether or not I actually enjoyed it.
That is okay. I'm just gonna say, there are so many options. Like one of Bravo's biggest franchises, along with the Housewives, is a franchise called Below Deck, and it documents the lives of these boat crews that work on these like mega yachts or really big boats, and like how they navigate charter season. And we always like have like our chief stew, we have our bosun, we have our stewardess, and we watch them work on the boat for 6 how they navigate working and playing and things like that. Then we have a show called Man Above Rules, which document the lives of these servers in a restaurant and very interpersonal lives. Newer show in the last 5 years, Summer House, about these guys and their friends that go to the Hamptons every summer and like whoop it up for the weekends and all of their issues. We have Southern Charm, takes place in South Carolina, about a group of wealthy friends. Like there's Top Chef, which is a cooking competition, Project Runway, fashion. Like there really is something.
All right, I do enjoy Project Runway. I do enjoy RuPaul's Drag Race.
Wade.
Yeah, I do. So like, I won't go out of my way to watch these things, but if they're on, they're on. I forget which show I was watching. My wife was watching, and it was Tyra Banks' show, America's Next Top Model.
America's Next Top. Yeah,
it was like the last season. The season had a deaf dude on it.
The chaos of that season. Oh my God, yeah.
And there was one dude on there. I was like, please get him off here. He sucks. And then I was like, oh, that's why he's on here specifically because everybody wants to see him get voted off. Yeah, and I understood the game behind it. I'm getting off reality TV.
He's the villain. Yeah, no, it's Wade. There's something for everyone. That's all I'll say. There's something for everyone.
I will neither confirm nor deny any of that, and And when you send me this MP3, I will just fucking delete anything that I want on here.
That that is
uh,
because reality TV, it helps me. It helps my mental health, Wade, and I need everything I can to save what's left of my brain.
so speaking of, because this actually kind of works into both conversations about that. One, you brought up the topic of mental health, and you also brought the topic of adult television show. But within that, you brought up BoJack Horseman. So
Yeah,
for me, a lot of adult television shows actually do help with like my mental health. When I first started seeing my therapist, he we I get homework assignments from my therapist, and one of the things he suggested was watching this video about Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty's um, his mental health and BoJack Horseman. Now I watched I think all of BoJack Horseman. I did watch the series finale, but I think I may have missed a few episodes in between.
sure.
But like getting like really about how deep these shows are and like the how adult TV shows have taken such a giant leap in terms of what they were. Because when I was a kid, there weren't really a lot. We had The Simpsons,
Right.
like you know what I mean. The Simpsons, Family Guy for sort of kind of, but I don't think it was until South Park and then Adult Swim where people were really like, oh, we can make these cartoons and these shows
Right.
more adult. But the reason I
Wrong.
bring it up to mental health is because a show like BoJack Horseman, because it's animated, may not get the respect it deserves, even though it's
It does.
actually a really deep show.
Have I ever seen a more fleshed out show where every single character is important, has their own storyline, where every little scene means something? Like there's an Easter egg for everything. There's a hidden gem. Like no 1 foot of film is wasted for that show. I mean, like BoJack taught me about death. Like now I know what's gonna happen when I die. Like BoJack taught me how to die. I never knew that before.
Like and how sick is that though? Not sick in a bad way, but like how sick is the fact that like yo, this is really what I'm thinking about in terms like like when you think about like watching him like just deal with alcoholism and drinking just because
Yeah,
he didn't want to be alone with his thoughts. Like I relate to that. Like fuck,
literally.
I don't want to sit here with my own thoughts and fucking drink some beer. Like you know what I mean? Or just or
BoJack does.
dealing with success.
Yes, and being an asshole and being okay with it and owning it. Like BoJack really has ran through every emotion on the gamut.
Yeah. And the fact that he didn't get a quote unquote happy ending. Because sometimes there is no happy ending. Sometimes it just is what it is. And after everything that happened to him, I'm like, well, dude, you kind of deserve this.
Exact, and he knows it too. And he's like, "Well, I'm the worst."
That's how the series ended, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like kind of like a fade to black kind of situation.
Yeah. It's
But
better than the fucking Sopranos.
even on top of that, like they tackled every issue. They tackled abortion. They tackled Me Too. They tackled abuse and substances. They tackled infertility. They tackled interpersonal relationships. They tackled people figuring out that they're the villain, a la Mr. Peanut Butter. They tackled relationships appropriate and like they really went through the whole gamut. Depression and anxiety and like weight gain with like Diane, pressure to fit in, Holly Hot, like every single thing they
Yeah.
tackled it. And they gave us nostalgia with like, BoJack being a star from the 90s. Like that show gives you everything.
Dude,
Asexuality with Todd, like come on, give BoJack his flowers, please.
like how dope was that though? When there was just like, oh, he was just like he just doesn't want to. He's just like that's and like it's funny that people don't realize that's a thing. Some people just don't fucking want to. Like you know what I mean? It's like they have no interest in it at all.
And look how much Todd got done. I mean, good for them. Like they're winning.
Yeah. But so I actually want to have the adult TV show conversation where we can have Javi and Stephanie on. But so I'm gonna shelf that for a little while. But I do want to talk about mental health because that is a subject near and dear to my heart. It's in from and this is something I've said on the show a million times. Like it's I'm happy that we as people of color are in a place right now where we can actually do the things that we know and get the help that we need to because it wasn't always a popular thing to do that. Like there's certain situations going on in the life of my family that I won't get into where it's kind of the same when it's the same thing. It's like where someone needs help and they're like, oh well, we're not gonna tell our secrets. We can deal with it ourselves. And realistically, you're like, no, you can't. You've been trying it for years, and obviously you cannot deal with this. So we need to go somewhere else. But
Absolutely. I mean, listen, the lawsuit against my parents are still pending because I obviously did not ask to be. Until that gets through to the Supreme Court and I win, I have to figure out how to deal in between, right? Like, so for like years and years, I was like, what is life? What does it all mean? Why am I here? And I think maybe this might be one of the many side effects that will be my class action suit against reality TV. I think it kind of taught me watching it so young to like fear getting old and growing up. Like I truly had my first midlife crisis when I was 13. I'm like, oh my god, I'm 13 years old. I'm still old, and I start to spiral, man. So like I've really been going through it for quite some time. And again, growing up in like a black household, it's like, oh, therapy, that's white people, or you're fine, suck it up, toughen up. You don't have any issues. All these things. So it wasn't until like later in life. I'm now 27. I just turned 27. In the last like 5 years, I've been able to get into therapy because like there would be so many days like I'd have a good day, bad day, but the bad days were really, really bad. Like and it really is a daily struggle, as in like you really gotta choose to like fight to have to make it a good day, or like fight to do the healthy thing, do the right thing, because if you don't, speaking for myself, like my anxiety eats me up alive. Like around the clock, I am on some level just spiraling and spinning, and I'm grateful that I have my faith to lean on. Like I do believe in God. That's my thing there. But like literally, like little things just send me into a tizzy. My brain is just a frazzled piece of brain. I'm so paranoid and anxious and fear filled. Like get so current, but the COVID of it all. Like I am so fearful of like possibly giving it to my relatives that are older, and I had it, and like I still stayed in the house, but like I will, when I come in the house, change my clothes immediately, wash my hands, get in the shower, spray myself with Lysol, and I will literally keep my mask on in the house. Like not the 95 because those are expensive, but the first one we had, the little blue ones. I will keep that mask on until I know that they are asleep. Then I will take it go to sleep because I'm so fearful. I'm so ridden with anxiety and fear. But like, I'm like, oh my god, like what if they sit too close? What if they walk too close? Like that is the way like my mind spins out on a daily basis. So mental health for me, like it's for me, it's talking about my issues. It's talking to mental health professionals. It's getting outside. It's getting fresh air. It's watching what I consume media wise. It's reading. It's drinking enough water, eating good foods, because I've learned throughout the years, certain foods, the chemicals they put in it, that can like mess with you in a way you wouldn't even expect. So like and I think all the energy I spend trying to stay on top of all those things shows up in other areas. Like I have a horrible spending habit. I am a recovering alcoholic because again, like Bojack, all that alone time, all those thoughts, or not even that, like even if I am settled with myself, just like that empty space where there's nothing going on, it starts to build up FOMO and questions and anxiety kicks in, and like to shut that down, shut it off. I'm working on that too, but like so many things going on, and that's just in my brain. But then externally, Black, person of color, LGBT, like so many factors on a day-to-day, and seeing how we're treated in the world, like my brain is constantly spiraling and spinning out of control, like all the time.
Well, I got to shout you out because I remember when might have been earlier this year. I went to go retweet something that you posted, and I was like, "The hell?" And you were just like, "Yeah, I'm kind of just taking a break." Like, you know what I mean? You're like, "It may be permanent, but from now, I'm kind of good." And that takes a lot. You know what I mean? Especially because you have things to promote. But like some people just can't take a step away from the computer. But I have to shout you out for doing that because some people can't.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, no, like sometimes, these tweets, other people's thoughts, it can be a lot. Like, I don't think we realize it, but like on some level, you're taking that on. Whether that's showing up for you immediately in the physical or later on the mental, like we take on a lot, and I don't think we're meant to take on as much as we can. That's one of the issues with the internet. Like we have some access, but then like we're also taking in so much stuff, and we really gotta be judicious with it and filter it out, or you might become one of those people who are just so at that point so controlled by your emotions, you're literally like being eaten alive every second by whatever's coming your way. And I don't think that's no way to live.
Yeah, and and it also is true, but there's also the idea of like there's energy, like you know what I mean, like
Yes.
if someone's sitting there like just completely negative all the time and you're just around them, or if you're reading something that's negative, or you just keep seeing how like unfortunately how fucked up the world is,
Yep.
eventually like that stuff will start to take a hold of you. Like there was an episode of South Park, I forget what happened, but Stan's mom was on the couch. Yeah, like because all she was doing was watching the news and how like oh my god this is happening, oh my god that's happening, and that's a realistic thing. Like that's something that the information highway is the gift and the curse, because sometimes we're not prepared for certain things. Like when I see like shootings, I don't click on them. I absolutely have never seen a shooting, and I plan to keep it that way for as long as I can. I can't. I know personally I cannot deal with that, and since I can't, I won't. Look, you know what I mean. I block tweets from fuckboy45, tweets from what the fuck is that? What is the Fox News blonde white broad TL? I'm not going to say her name because fuck her.
Thomas English Muffin. Yep.
Yeah, Thomas English Muffin. Like I just don't. I want no parts of any of that. So I block stuff like that. And if I'm in a place where somebody I know retweets it, and if I'm in a good place, I'm like, all right, let me see what they had to say about this. Like,
Right.
And that's only because like I trust the person who's retweeting it. But I don't get to see it if I don't want to. And for me, that's perfectly fine. But that's also but there was also a lot of maturity that came with that though. Like how did I had to get to that point where it was okay for me.
Absolutely. And on that, really quick, this is just a disclaimer. If anyone decides to get a little frisky and follow me on Twitter after this conversation, just know everything I retweet is not necessarily a view of mine. Sometimes I will retweet shit just to either A, start some shit, get some shit going, B, for people to see what's out there. Like, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Or C, I will retweet two sides of the coin so that way I feel like I'm doing my part and making sure you all see, as the kids love to say, both sides of the coin. Like sometimes I will retweet it just to retweet it. I might not agree with it. I might not believe it. Maybe I think it's funny. Maybe it's not funny. I don't know. But just know, like my Twitter, you really will never know what you.
Here's the other thing about that. People, it's okay to keep scrolling.
That's
you
right.
You do not have to have a conversation with everything. I will be the first person to be like, nope, and just keep scrolling.
If it don't apply,
I don't care.
If it don't apply, scroll on by. But with that said, you'll never know what you'll see with me because some days I want the smoke. Some days I'm ready for chaos. I don't know what it's gonna be in the next 5 minutes, but I've noticed throughout the years I've gotten criticism like, "Hey, why did you retweet this? Do you feel this way?" And I'm like, "No, I just thought I wanted to retweet it." It's Twitter. Like, it's fine. I promise.
Yeah, I woke up and chose violence. That's basically
literally. And I might, and I'll do it. I'll do it again. I'll definitely do it again. It won't be the last time. So if that was too much for you, just mute, block. I mean, shout out to the mute button. I have over 245 words muted. Probably for name of preservation, or like I'm not doing this with you right now, but like shout out to the mute button.
Oh yeah, the mute button from fan-fucking-tastic. Like it's funny on my Facebook page when they have like, oh, what words do you want? What words do you want in there? Like the F-bomb. Like, like we're not doing that here. We're not gonna let you sit there and be like, oh well, I used to say it in the '90s. Like, yeah, well, it was never cool, and you're not gonna say it on my page. Like you know what I mean? Like there are just certain words that I just don't care. Like people are dropping like the N-bomb. No, that shit you will not be able to post certain things. Like, do I say it on my show? Yeah, sometimes I'm working on it. But like just on a page, no, because I don't want to have this conversation about, well, why can I say it? I'm like, look, motherfucker, no, you can't say it. Why do you want to say
it? Right, sir. Like, and at this point, on that really quickly, to all the people who think their speech is being trampled on, just know you can say what you want to say, but just know I might have questions.
So
you can't have both.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you can say whatever you want.
Whatever you want to say.
But there are consequences to your actions.
In the words of the great Nene Leakes, I said what I said. And in the words of the great Candy Burris, and what you said was some bullshit. Just know that might be the energy you receive. Okay.
Okay, I do know her just because from the gift. I also know Claudia Jordan because she was on the Jamie Foxx show for a while. And I love me some Claudia Jordan.
And she is now on VH1 Couples Retreat, where we learned that her current partner just admitted on national television that he is not, I repeat, not the father and not sexually attracted to her.
Wait, she's pregnant?
No, but I was just quoting Maury, but her partner admitted that he is not sexually attracted to her on television, which is crazy. And then Wade, you know Iggy Azalea, right?
Yes.
Well, her ex Nick Young, he is on the show Couples Retreat, and I guess she agreed to like not appear and like not participate. So when they brought up that relationship, how funny is it that when reference, his current partner said, "Well, you know, he was once engaged to a white woman," but yet they flash her picture up there because I guess they're not allowed to say her name. How funny is that? That because she refused to participate, she is now referred to as that white woman. He was engaged to that white woman. So we can't say her.
Dog.
Come on, VH1. Come on.
Y'all got to do better. They know what they're doing. They're literally trying to get there. If she doesn't show up at the end of this, I'll be shocked.
How can you not love that? He was engaged to a white woman once.
Who says that? Like, who cares?
I love her. I love that for her.
Jesus Christ, man! When she shows up on that show, y'all forget she's Australian. She's from a place where everything can kill you. She's probably with the smoke.
And the blue ring octopus and the tarantulas. I mean,
the what octopus?
The blue ring octopus. If they touch you, I think you die.
He does his Googles, and that thing is fucking terrifying, and I'm Xing out of that.
Google is free, guys. Google is free.
And Google is also terrifying. And also, fuck the ocean. I think I've said this already, but fuck the ocean.
Fair.
Like I'm cool. There was one of my friends posted a picture, a question on Instagram, and it was ocean or space, which is scarier. I go, oh, the ocean by far. There's not even a question for me which one of those motherfuckers are scarier.
Right. How many movies did we see where, like, you know, the shaman, the creature, whatever, opens the sea and there's a whole fucking city underneath?
Oh, yeah. Fuck that noise. All right.
Happened in Sonic.
All right. Got to end the show because I got to go to physical therapy, but we cannot go without a game. And we have 6 questions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 questions. Going first, Ariana Grande or Billie Eilish? One of them's got to go.
Oh, just gotta go?
Just gotta go. Never seen or heard from ever again.
Sorry, Ponytail, you're out of here.
Worst reality TV show.
Oh, worst reality TV show. Gonna have to say, very Cavallari.
I don't even know. I haven't even heard of that one. Worst reality TV star. Actually, no. I'll do you one better. Most deplorable reality TV star.
I mean, do we even have to say it? Mr. Deplorable himself, Donald Trump.
Oh, dear God. Yeah, I forgot he was a reality TV star. What pop star and reality TV star would you like to slap?
Well, would I like to slap? Okay. I would like to give a tight hand slap to to Justin Bieber. A tight hand slap to Justin Bieber. And I would love to give a closed tight hand slap to Austin Kroll.
Who the fuck is Austin Kroll?
Don't worry about it and don't look him up. Save yourself,
okay.
Please.
All right. I will not even bother to look it up. Dream podcast interview.
Charlie XCX.
I have no idea what that is.
Aw.
Charlie XCX?
Yes.
Oh, XCX.
Yes.
Ah.
That is my number girl. That's my girl. She paid me. She gave me money. She put money in my pocket, okay? That's my girl.
I'm all about the dollars, man. And last but not least, going on the theme of your show, who is someone you would like to permanently cancel?
Ooh, like actually gone forever?
Gone forever. Like they put them on they take them out to Antarctica, they chip some ice off of them, and they kick them off and send them adrift.
Steve Bannon.
Good answer. I wish I had. I was gonna say I wish I had the Steve Harvey thing, but fuck Steve Harvey too.
Oh, Mr. Potato Head.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Sorry, why would I ever disrespect Mr. Potato Head? Steve Harvey will have his day.
Yeah.
How dare I?
So this has been the Old Man Wade Show. I want to thank Semajh for doing this. I can't wait to go on Twitter and Instagram and go, I just spent 30 minutes of my life discussing reality TV show with Semajh. Someone please help me.
Help him. Grab him a coffee. Hit up his PayPal. Hit up his Cash App. He just did the Lord's work today, so please pay him.
So I gotta say, part of me really wants you to send me 30-minute clips every week on what I missed on reality TV. So what I missed today?
I would, but I like you, and I want you to say the you have. You got Javi and Valkyrie and all the other important people and things in your life. Please don't let me steal them from you like that.
Tell everyone where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at Semajh XCX, like the singer Charlie XCX. Yes, I'm a stan. Find me on Instagram in not one but two places. At first, Semajh with an H, and then at Semajh Gets Canceled. Follow my podcast, Me I Am, over on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Podchaser, Ditcher, Jim Saban, or wherever you get your podcast. I will spell none of that because Wade is a great host. He will spell all of it for you. It'll be in the description. Follow him.
Damn it, you gotta make me actually do work. Ugh.
Yeah, you're black. You're working. Follow him, follow me, and leave us 5 stars. Thank you.
Oh man. This is and hopefully one day Bravo pays Semajh to get his own reality TV show.
That'll ruin me, but yes, thank you.
Bravo, pay the man. Pay him.
Damn it, Wade!